Hi, this is Dylan with Aquatone Solutions, and today we're going to talk about the care and operation of the Aquatone Brite. Here's the unit. First thing you're going to do is open up the case. Now if you try to open the case with these bungees on the back side, it's not going to open. So these bungees, which have the magnets on them, which turn the light on and off, need to be worked around to the front of the case where the emitters are. And now you can open it. Okay. Take your battery, flat pack battery, drop it in, plug it in. Okay. Now, when you close the case, you want to make sure that this cable, which is naturally going to want to lay here near the hinge, make sure it stays there as you're closing it. And also be sure that as you close it, you look away or shut your eyes. You don't blind yourself because they are bright. Now, with the light facing away from you, you can work the bungees back around where they go and turn the light off. So the switches work by getting closer to this little magnetic reed switch, and that's what turns them on and off. It's important not to leave the light on when it's not submerged in water because it will overheat. It can be on while you're assembling it, setting it up. Then you want to keep it off. If you put it on one of the base plates or you have it lying around ready to go in the water, you can leave it all hooked up. But I recommend that if you're going to store it, don't leave it connected, because if one of these gets bumped in the case or somewhere, eventually it'll overheat the unit and drain the battery, obviously. Once you've got the case closed and before you put it in the water, you also want to take a look at the seal and make sure everything looks copacetic. Something that can happen is that the bungee can get caught in the hinge. If you feel any resistance when you're trying to snap it shut, it's probably a bungee stuck in there. But anything can get stuck in there, something really small that you wouldn't really notice without taking a good look, and that can cause it to flood. If it's just a minor leak, the inside is pretty robust. But if you stick this thing in the water and you see a lot of bubbles coming out of it, you may want to take it out before it completely floods and destroys it. Okay, so now it's all powered up, and it is one slider for one side of the unit, which is 2 bulbs. The other one is 1 bulb or strip, and that's everything. Very bright. Okay. Gel. This is a 4x6 piece of gel. It's been laminated, makes it a little easier to work with, but gel doesn't have to be laminated to go in the water, obviously. Tuck that in underneath the bungees. It's not usually very cooperative, which is why the lamination helps a little bit. And then pull it down. There's a little sort of a sweet spot where the emitters don't get too blocked by the bungee, but it doesn't affect it overall too much anyway. So then you use the unit, you get it back, you're done, it's all wet. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take the gel off because that's going to get in your way. And you're going to work the switches around the other side. Again, you're going to open it. You're going to try to not blind yourself as you open it. Now, you may ask, well, why don't I just flip it over like this to open it? Well, because then the battery kind of falls out. And while this wiring's pretty robust, you don't want to unnecessarily stress that stuff out. That's very important before you break the seal and start taking the unit apart, unless you're just going to immediately use it again and put a new battery in and put it back in the water. If you've been in salt water or a really chlorinated pool especially, you want to rinse this thing in fresh water. Doesn't have to be for very long, a few minutes, but the chlorine especially gets into the plastic. It's really hard on the unit. Salt obviously is a problem. So if you're using it unless you're using it in absolutely clear water with no chlorine and no salt, you want to make sure you give it a good rinse. And that's about it. Aquatone Brite. Thanks for watching.